Well, it's hard to believe since football season is in full swing, but the beginning of the Texas A&M men's basketball season is just around the corner. With that in mind, Tashara Parker and Colin Deaver will try to get you pumped up in this week's Top 5.
Thanks, Lee. The Aggies have been practicing for 2 weeks now, and they opened the season at home versus Texas A&M International, Tashara, on November 6th.
That's right, and with that in mind, for this week's Top 5 countdown, we decided to bring you 5 reasons why you should be excited for the A&M basketball season, even though it'll still be a while before things really heat up inside Reed Arena. Kicking off our countdown is the improved depth Texas A&M possesses all over the court. The Aggies returned their top 3 scorers in Daniel House, Jalen Jones, and of course Alex Caruso. They also bring back top contributors like Alex Robinson and Tavario Miller. Couple that with a great recruiting class, and the Aggies are confident they won't have to rely on just 1 or even 2 guys to shoulder the bulk of the scoring like they have in years past.
Teams just can't scout just to stop me or Jalen. Now they got a game plan for the 1 through 5 position, and then the guys that's coming off the bench into the game. So that makes it a lot easier. Like I said, it makes it so much more fun because now we're competing, and not only that, you bring the best out of each other every day.
At number 4, it's a particular game the Aggies play versus a certain team that wears burnt orange on November 25th in the Bahamas in the battle for Atlantis. Of course, it's Texas A&M showdown with Texas. It will be the first time the Aggies and Longhorns have played since the 2011-2012 season when Texas A&M was still in the Big 12. Players and fans from both teams have already talked about how exciting the game will be, and getting to play it on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean over the Thanksgiving holiday has to make it even more intriguing.
Next on our countdown, at number 3, after finishing 8th in the SEC in points per game a season ago, Texas A&M thinks it has the horses this year to see a vast improvement in that regard. The Aggies have firepower all over the floor, and head coach Billy Kennedy sees no reason for Texas A&M to struggle putting the ball in the basket.
Everybody we put on the floor can score. You know, it's fun to know that I don't have to script every play. Somebody can just raise up and make a shot, you know, and if they miss it, we got somebody who can go get the rebound and put it back in, and that hasn't been the case the last few years. We've struggled scoring, you know. DJ Hogue, Admon Gilder, Anthony Collins all come on the floor. Alex Robinson at the end of last year, the last 10 games here, he scored. You know, we don't put anybody on the floor that's a non-shooter or a non-scorer.
At number 2, helping Texas A&M score more consistently is the Aggies' fabulous freshman class of DJ Hogue, Elijah Thomas, Admon Gilder, and Tyler Davis. All 4 players were members of ESPN's Top 100. Davis was Mr. Basketball in the state of Texas. Gilder was named the Gatorade Texas Player of the Year, as well as a Parade All-American. The talented quartet will all get playing time immediately and are another big reason why the Aggies' depth is so much better this season. Throw in graduate transfer Anthony Collins at the point guard position, and Texas A&M has a top 10 recruiting class that should help the Aggies challenge for its first NCAA tournament berth since 2011.
And finally, we know you've been waiting for it. Number 1 is the Aggies' NCAA tournament or bust attitude. Kennedy guaranteed at the end of last season that Texas A&M would make its return to March Madness in 2015-2016, and he hasn't backed down from the lofty expectations he set in the spring. The fact of the matter is that the Aggies do have the horses to make it back to the tournament for the first time in 5 seasons, and if things go right, make a nice run. Time will tell, though, if they actually will. But if Texas A&M can integrate the freshmen quickly and navigate a tough schedule, they could be lacing up the dancing shoes yet again.
I really said last year we were an NCAA tournament team, all but 3 games, you know, and you got to have those 3 games to truly be one. So I think we are again this year. Now we got to go and prove it. And you know, there'll be some bumps. Our schedule, you know, is got to be one of the toughest schedules in the country. So, you know, we'll have some early tests, and hopefully we'll win them all. But the reality is, you know, there'll be some bumps, and how we respond to those bumps will determine how good a team will be.
The Aggies are coming off a second-round exit in last year's NIT, but if they play up to their potential, it should be an entertaining season inside Reed Arena. That has been our top 5 countdown for this week.
Coming up next on Aggie Sports Overtime, we have time for one final thing, our Allen Honda Play of the Week, and it's one of the most memorable plays from the Aggie side of the ball today. If you happen to miss it, we got you covered. Coming up next.